Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin' Bombs with me, Corey Baumeister. As always, with the lovely people here at TCGplayer.com. So this week we got a spicy one for you, boys and girls. This was our leading contender for like a week straight leading up to the Pro Tour until we finally gave up on it with 1 week left of testing. It had the most promise. We were absolutely destroying Black-Red early on. And then as we started to learn how to play against Black-Red, Black-Red started to learn how to play against us. That caused a big problem. We started, the percentages started shifting very dramatically, and we decided it wasn't the best choice in a basically all Black-Red metagame. But moving forward in a metagame that may be taken over by, let's say, Turbo Fog, or slower decks, even green-based decks. Any kind of mono-green is a great matchup. But moving forward, especially since this Turbo Fog Nexus of Fate deck is so popular, this might be a very good call now. So, alright, so we'll get to the deck. It's basically mono-blue outcome. Like, there's not much of a difference. Everything is pretty much the same, except instead of Karns, we have Jhoira. They may think, why is it such an upgrade to have a Jhoira instead of a Karn? A Karn's very powerful. It's a big planeswalker, right? Jhoira is a combo engine that makes this deck a very much a combo deck instead of kind of a good mono-blue mid-range storm deck like the other one. This one allows you to, and in the mirror against mono-blue outcome, you have the huge edge just because of Jhoira. Jhoira is insane. Plus, it allows us to have access to Sweltering Suns on the board. Other than that, we got a bunch of counter spells in the sideboard for our control matchups, an extra expertise for any green-based matchups, Sweltering Suns for mono-red, Karns for different situations, which I will explain in the write-up or throughout the games, one Spyglass that has a lot of implications, and then we got one Commit to Memory. Excuse me. I hope you guys are excited as I am to play some games, so let's get to them. Alright, and welcome to the games. Alright, I think this hand is close. 4 lands is a lot here. Sai is one of the most important cards in the matchup, so this makes it tempting. I think we're going to keep it, but actually, I am in a mulligan, because with the map, it's basically a 5-lander here. 2 of the lands are pretty much dead, so we are going to take a mulligan here. This hand is much better. Going to keep this. A Baral's Expertise. I don't think that's what we want right now. We're really looking for like Jhoira or Sai to start. So we're going to put that on the bottom. Alright. Start off with on the draw. Alright, a control deck would not be ideal. That is one of the tougher matchups here. But definitely not impossible. Ooh, God-Pharaoh's Gift. That's a much better matchup. That is way better. This matchup is really tough for them. Alright, so we're going to scry. We're looking for Sai or Jhoira here. Another redraw isn't terrible, but I think we're just going to put it on the bottom. Play the Prism. Alright, another land is very much less than ideal here. We only played 20. Sunscorched Champion is completely fine. Alright, outcome is a great draw. That is a great draw. We're going to play an island and get the statuary down. Alright, still need some pieces of the puzzle to complete here. Sai or Jhoira are really the ideal cards we're looking for. But we're on track. I do love God-Pharaoh's Gift. It's one of my favorite decks to play. I think it's still so powerful, but it really does have a bad Storm matchup now, and that's kind of the main reason that we sided against it during Pro Tour testing. It's just, we figured that maybe Storm, Mono-Blue Storm, we didn't think too many people were going to be on Blue-Red Storm. This is more of a concoction of Martin Mueller, if I didn't state that already. But we knew people were going to be on the deck. More than likely everybody going to be on mono blue. But it is such a bad matchup that we completely ignored testing God-Pharaoh's Gift. Might have been a mistake because it did land a spot in the top 8. Okay, so here we get to play Inventor's Fair. Another statuary here. And then at end step, we get to outcome for 3 here. It's not ideal, but we really just need to draw cards. We'll see how much pressure we're in. We might only outcome for 2, but more than likely for 3 here. Outcome for 2 is just so weak most of the time. And our opponent really isn't threatening us even a little bit right now, so we got plenty of time. Most of the time when you outcome, you don't want to bring back Statuary because that's the card that lets you explode. Now we have to dedicate 3 mana just to get it back out. But that's okay when we need to get a lot of cards. Okay, and that's going to be the play. Outcome. Alright, we'll tap these 3 for improvise. And outcome for 3. Now, normally, God-Pharaoh's Gift doesn't have too much interaction game 1, but maybe siding towards negates or something? Wow, main deck negates. That's not good. Alright, we do get to gain a life. Mox Amber is pretty decent. Yeah, this is just going to be another outcome turn. Going to do the same thing here. Or we can sack Inventor's Fair if our opponent leaves up some mana. Oh, actually, here's our window right now, so we're going to do it right now. We might as well. Now I think we are only going to improvise for... Now we're still going to do it for the full 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap these. Not that it matters too much here. Alright. Draw 4 extra cards, and now we're cooking for next turn. Alright. So this is going to be a play where we start with Statuary. We might not be able to combo off fully next turn, but we do have a lot of cards, and that does help. Alright, and like I said, our opponent's not doing much. God-Pharaoh's Gift is not in the graveyard yet, so we're not very afraid yet. So what we want to start with is always Statuary. And then... our opponent milled us. Alright, we love it. Now... I think we're going to first play an Ornithopter. And this is so we can improvise. Now we get a Jhoira down. Now we start drawing some cards. Alright, we're going to play this. We're going to play a Prism. And unfortunately, this is all we'll be able to do, but this should set up a nice... if not win, at least getting close next turn. We'll start our turn with Reservoir there. Alright, no God-Pharaoh's Gift still for our opponent. Thopter Arrest is quite annoying. Yep, that'll change it. Now we kind of need an outcome or a sigh or something. Alright, we'll gain a life. Alright, now we're going to start with Reservoir and see where it takes us. It's definitely not going to take us all the way that we need, but it should start doing some work. Now I think we want to just start with the Prism. Or we could play these 3 1-drops, but no, we just need to draw cards for now. Draw a card. That's a good top deck. We get to Scry. Expertise. Okay, we're going to keep that one. Alright, we'll play a map here. And that's going to have to be our turn. Gain a little bit of life, nothing too crazy. But now next turn with that expertise, we can really explode out of the gates a lot more. Even if it just means returning an Ornithopter, Mox Amber, and a Prismatic Prism, that should still be enough to win this game. take all that. Go up to 6. Alright, now we can return some stuff of theirs as well. I don't necessarily love it. We have a lot of mana, so I think we just want to return our stuff. We're going to return this and 2 prisms here. And we're going to pay for them with the prisms. Alright, return these. Trigger once. And we're going to put a prism into play. Draw a card. Ooh, size pretty good. Alright, well, we're going to get a blue here. Oops. I was going to use mana, but Sai can be improvised here. Alright, side triggers. This might be the game. It might not be here. I'm going to go with Prism. If anything, we're going to assemble some blockers, and it's going to be very tough for our opponent to win from this point. Ooh, that could be good. Yeah, I think that should be game. Now we just want to get 0 drops into play. Alright. We haven't played a land yet. We'll play this Aether Hub. And we are going to play a Goggles. Alright, we're gaining 6 life. The next one's 7. Yeah, this should be good. Okay, so blue. Filter this for blue. Actually, we'll just use the Aether Hub. Blue. Okay, we're going to return Ornithopter, Mox Amber, and a Prism. So we're going to tap this Prism. Tap this. We'll tap one of these Thopters. And then we'll pay 2 here. And that should be enough right there on its own, because that adds 4 spells. We're going to put Prism into play. Always fun when a plan comes together. Oh yeah, Ornithopter for the extra rubbins. One more, just in case they have Gut Shot. And we might as well gain some extra life for fun, right? We were so close to playing this at the Pro Tour, and you know, I kind of wish we did. This deck is good. And it turned out the deck we just played red-black, and everybody did very medium with it. It just wasn't anything too special. And Turbo Fog was the deck of the tournament, and this deck has an almost unlosable Turbo Fog matchup, so that would have been quite nice to run into him. I was at the lower bracket, so I didn't run into Turbo Fog very much at all, but, you know, still could have. Okay, so against God-Pharaoh's Gift, we can take out an outcome, we can take out 1 reservoir, 1 statuary, and the goggles. And we're going to want to bring in negates, and probably just this Jace's defeat. We just want to fight their counter magic with ours. Now, our cranes do get worse by taking out this many artifacts. And I almost just don't like expertise at all here. Yeah, we're going to take out expertise. It gets a lot worse. It is a combo piece that you need to safely play Reservoir. But right here, all we're trying to do is just stop them from doing their thing. Stop them from preventing us from doing our thing, I should say. Which makes Baral very good as well. So I think we're going to run this here. All right. God-Pharaoh's Gift. Yeah, this is definitely one of our better matchups, I have to say. Okay, this hand's fine. We got maps. We got ways to draw some cards. All right. No play on turn 1. All right, another map here. Now, if we don't draw a land next turn, we might just still have to play maps. Playing a Prism without drawing a land next turn, and then if we miss on the land, then playing maps is much worse because you have to wait for that effect for so much longer. So we'll see what we draw. Okay, that's perfect. So now we are just going to play this and play Prism. Ooh, and we do want that as well. All right. All right, we'll play the Prism. Draw that. And now we have our land drop for sure with map. And we'd like to be able to play Statuary, and I think we almost play it no matter what. But we will see what our opponent does. If our opponent just leaves mana open, then we're less likely to do so, but that's not the case. All right, chart the course to draw an extra card or two. All right, and we're going to get down this Statuary. All right, we're going to get an island. And this is our main combo engine here, so this is one of the most important cards to get down early. And now next turn we can go with Jhoira and start going through our deck with a little bit of negate backup. So these two cards are very important. All right, chart the course to discard. Yeah, we want to... Ideal world is to play Jhoira with negate backup next turn, and it's definitely possible. We actually have it on board by just... going Jhoira, Ornithopter, and go if we don't draw anything else, but that would be less than ideal. Now is likely the turn that our opponent leaves open negate mana. Doesn't go too well into Jhoira. Nope, just going full on God-Pharaoh's gift plan. Alright, so our opponent has it all in the graveyard, including every Champion of Wit. Nope, okay, only 3, but... Alright, that was a great draw. Now we get to play an extra spell. Alright, so we're going to go red, blue, and tap these. Alright, so now Ornithopter, draw a card. Ooh. We could play Psy. Nope, not as good. We'll play Psy next turn, and then we'll play a map here, draw a card. Outcome is great. Now we're leaving negate mana open, and we're going to pass the turn. Next turn, we'll be able to do a lot. Now, I would expect a God-Pharaoh's gift from our opponent, right? Or a refurbish for the gift. That is the case. We will say no to that. All right, now we're in the perfect position that we want to be in. Untapping and being able to play a bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah. So we'll start off by playing Psy. And I always like to tap the stuff that I more than likely am going to return. Just because... Yeah, because I'm going to return it and get the value out. So you save this stuff, Statuary and Aetherflux Reservoir, to tap last almost every time because those are the artifacts that you want to keep in play. Alright, so we played a land this turn. Now we're going to play map. And I like to auto-yield to both of these because they start to be a lot of triggers through a turn. So make a Thopter, draw a card for each artifact. We're going to do the same with this map. Ooh, another negate. Okay, well, now I think we just set up to have a gigantic turn next turn. And what I mean by that is waiting to outcome on their turn and return almost everything. Return all 3 maps, Prism, Ornithopter, maybe even Psy, and then next turn hopefully find our reservoir and then just go off from there. That is going to be the plan. I can safely get in there for 3 as well. And now I have 2 negates back up just in case as well. Alright, we'll attack for 3. Not that relevant since we do go kill them from 50 damage, or deal 50 to them. Alright, we'll pass the turn. Now we have enough to do outcome and negate with negate backup, so that is great. Our opponent's going on the mill us strategy, which isn't bad. If our opponent hits that reservoir, uh-oh, now we gotta find another way to win. Okay. Yep, that is the one reservoir we had left. But still, we're going to be accumulating so much knowledge with Sai here. Okay, so we're going to start with this negate. And as long as we keep them off God-Pharaoh's gift, we also just can't really lose. Alright, we're going to have to negate back, which will mean that we won't be able to outcome this turn. But that's okay. Now we're just going to go for damage. Ooh, another one. Okay, perfect. Alright, so we're going to start by Paradoxal Outcome. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5 here. And we're going to tap 3 of these. It doesn't matter a lot which ones we do. Alright, outcome. Alright, now we're cooking. Okay, so to start, since we know we don't have Reservoir, we know we can't combo, so we don't want to draw a bunch of cards. More than we will already, just because we'll just deck eventually. So here we just kind of want to play maps, all the cheap stuff, trying to find more counter magic. And eventually we're just going to win with Thopters over a few turns here. And there's the Mox. One piece of the puzzle we needed. Alright, we'll play a Scryland. Bottom. Play a Prism here. Draw a card when Prism comes into play as well. We only have one negate, so we can still keep playing some stuff. We're going to just play all our 1-drops. Alright, play one more map. Did draw another Mox, so we can play one more spell. We're going to play a Crane here. Improvising with this. Dig for another Ornithopter. We'll play this Mox Amber now. Keep the right Amber. We'll play Ornithopter. We're just having fun now. Okay, so that's all we want to do for this turn besides attacking. Alright, we'll get in there with everything we can. And we tried to do our best to present lethal next turn, but I don't think we did. Double blocking Sai, sure. Alright, now we're just going to discard a bunch of lands. Discard redundant threats here. Alright. And now we got negate backup just in case our opponent has fumigate or maybe another refurbish here. Because we're not out of the woods. If our opponent refurbishes back Angel of Invention, you know, that still does some decent racing. We do get to sack Thopters before they deal damage. So that makes things a lot easier on us. So this game should go our way, but there's definitely possibilities that we do lose it. Gotta love combo and standard, am I right? Yep, okay. Opponent sees the writing on the wall. Alright, and we're back for round 2. We are lucky enough to be on the play. So I will choose that here. Oops. Notice the last game we cut off a few things, so I'll make sure to make that margin a little wider. Alright, so this hand is keepable here. The double reservoir is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know here. This one's close. I think I'm going to keep it, but it is very close here. 2 reservoirs is not what you want to be doing, but if we can just go turn 4 reservoir, turn 5 reservoir, it's pretty tough to lose the game. You just get to gain so much incidental life. Alright, Aether Hub, we're going to play the map. And say go. It's nice to be able to keep one landers because you have 4 maps. So it's kind of like we have 24 lands. Alright, and here's the dark horse itself. Black-red aggro. This matchup is not easy. This is kind of the reason we gave up on it. Just because it wasn't good enough. It was still good. And we had plenty of winning sessions against the deck. But there were still problems to be had. So right here we have an option between Ornithopter, another Statuary, which for sure what we don't want, or Prism. Right now we want to just be drawing cards, so we're going to get that Prism. And then we'll say go here. We got a little blocker for Courier. Oh yeah, holding down the fort. 1 crane at a time. Bomat's worst enemy, the crane. Alright, we'll get the one with the most cards. Maybe looking at a Magma Spray here. Or just some Suicidal Crane, or Bomats. Yep, nope. Alright, Jhoira is a great draw. Okay. You know, I think we still just want to play the Statuary here. We are going to get this mountain. Hope this doesn't die. Alright, it lives. Hooray. Now we really don't want to put Jhoira into harm's way yet. So if we draw a land, we'll probably just drop a reservoir. No such luck. So now I think we'll put Jhoira in harm's way because we do want to get a land. Yeah. Play this. Actually, we can go... Nah, this is best. Okay, we're going to do this. Play a Mox. Draw a card. Hopefully get a land. No such luck. Alright, now... Yeah, that's definitely less than ideal because Jhoira more than likely is going to die in this situation. Maybe not. Huh. Letting me go to blocks. Yep, Magma Spray. This only makes sense if our opponent does have exactly Magma Spray. And our hand is too good to risk Jhoira, so we're going to go with no blocks. Jhoira is very important. Okay, sacrifices it. Oh, our opponent had nothing and was just bluffing. Alright, love it. Okay, expertise. Now we're cooking. So we still want to be making land drops here. So we're going to start with the Prism. Yes, that was great. Okay, so we draw 2 cards. Play the Void, Scry. Ooh, another Amber. I think we want to keep that. Yeah, that card really is just one of the most important things. One of the most important things in the strategy to going off here. Sorry, thinking. So I know we want to expertise here. Okay. Here's a play we can do. We know a Mox is on our top, so we can play Prism, draw 2 cards, and then still expertise. But I kind of like expertising first here. So, we're going to start with an expertise. We're going to bounce this, and this Thopter here. So we don't want to block or bounce our Statuary. Or maybe just Pia. Yeah, we'll bounce Pia. Pia's a little bit more scary right now. So we need to improvise with these. Alright, bouncing. Now we're going to play a Reservoir off our expertise, which will allow us to draw a card. We get that Mox Amber. Alright, now we're going to start going off here. Gaining some life. Oh yeah, Ornithopter. Hello. That was like the best draw. Ornithopter's like, oh man, drawing 0 drops this often is so good. So we're gonna float a blue. We're gonna play another Mox. We might just be able to win here. Now we're gonna keep this Mox around. Now we're gonna play a Prism. Well, yeah, we'll play a Prism. Now we're looking for Paradoxal Outcome now. That's the main one. No such luck yet. We've played our land. We're going to play this other Mox. We at least got 2 more spells. I haven't done the math if our opponent is just already dead, but it easily could be. Now we want to play this map. And if this is our 7th spell, our opponent is just dead. Yep, 52. Exacxies. Boom! This deck is so fun. Okay. Alright. Now, sideboarding against red-black. We don't want to change too much here. Expertise is not great again, but you do need it as a combo engine. So I like to go down on a few of those. Goggles is actually for this matchup. So you can strap this to, I believe they're both Artificers. So you play Goggles, and then when you play one of these, this becomes a 2/6, this becomes a 4/5. Conveniently all out of Chandra and Glorybringer range, which is exactly what we want to be doing. As far as siding stuff in, I like having a couple Karns, just because it's another couple free spells with Improvise. A very common thing that gets used in the mono blue version. I think this is all we want to do here. We could go down on one more. Siding out the other reservoir is kind of dangerous, but now we just have to play it way safer. Like, only play the reservoir when we plan on going off. And once again, other ways to win besides that if we end up losing it to an Abrade. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Yep, this hand is fine. Nothing crazy good again, but we got some combo pieces. Alright, start with the map. Yeah, Ornithopters are so great to draw late game, but early game, less good. Heart of Kiran. Okay, yep, we're just going to go Mountain Goat. This is definitely the turn where you want to be playing Prism. But, you know, can't win them all. Alright, the beats begin. Yeah, on second thought, I think I should have left in the other reservoir, just because if we get duressed here or something, that's pretty bad for us. Yeah, I think that was a little loose. Alright, Crane. I think we just want to play Crane right now. Or get Statuary into play. Yeah, we'll do that. Then we can kind of do a lot of stuff next turn. Maybe even Expertise, get this into play, and then start playing some spells. And this would be an Expertise bouncing our opponent's things, just because... you know, it really slows them down if we can get, like, that Heart of Kiran off the board, for instance. Especially when our opponent's not doing much. If we just bounce Scrounger and Heart of Kiran, and maybe even Beaumont, maybe we just do strictly bounce their stuff next turn. I don't hate it. Okay. So, for sure we want to make our land drop. Yeah, I think this might just be the play. Now we can do a... if we had more blue, we could do a cutish play, but we do not. So I think, yeah, we're just going to set our opponent back a little bit here. Alright, and then we're going to play our reservoir. And an Ornithopter to trigger for like 4 life, 3 life. Get ourselves in a little safer area. And now hope for a good turn next turn if we don't get a Braided. If we do get a Braided, it is pretty rough. But we did stop our opponent from threatening us for a while here. Yep, there we go. Alright, we slowed our opponent down, but we do need to have an alternate win condition here now. Alright, start with the Crane. Mox Amber is not too bad. Gonna play another Crane here. First we'll play the Goggles, so we can improvise. Prism is pretty good. Cannot play it right now though, so we're just gonna ship the turn back. And now we got the Crane defense here. Alright, Hazoret. Now we're not gonna have too many turns. 9, yeah, we better block once here. Yeah, we're gonna have to put that second reservoir back in, because there's games like this where you just need to gain life, and without that ability, it is a lot tougher. Start by drawing. Okay, here we go. That's a card we needed. Psy Master Thopterus. We would like to equip Goggles. Play this. Get a Thopter. And we're going to play a Prism here. Get a Thopter. Draw a card. And that's going to have to be it. Now we got a couple chump blockers. And Psy can actually block Hazoret right now, which is nice. Now we are looking for like a paradoxical outcome to really start going off. That's a big card we need right now. But untapping next turn with Psy means we can start playing a bunch of artifacts and blocking. Insult to injury, huh? Damage can't be prevented. This is definitely Turbo Fog tech. That also is just pretty good against us. So our opponent does deal double damage right now. And getting rid of one of our Ornithopters. So with double damage being dealt, we have to block both of these. So we'll just go like this. That could be much worse. That could have been much worse. Alright, we'll gain our life. Alright. We'll play a Goggles. Play a map here. And that is really all we're going to want to do, because we want to sack these Thopters. Sack the Thopters and hopefully draw into a paradoxical outcome. But there's plenty of draws and plays that really mess us up here. One of them would have been Chain Whirler. Okay. Okay, so our opponent is just trying to draw some cards off Bomat. So we're going to make these blocks on the Bomats. And then block here and sacrifice both of those. Our opponent did not do that in the correct way, that's for sure. You gotta hold control when you want to sack both Bomats. Unlicensed, that's not very good for us. So first we're gonna sack these Thopters. If we hit paradoxical outcome, we can save it. No such luck. Alright, looks like we might just be fizzling. Yep, fizzled out. Happens plenty of times with this deck. This is kind of the reason we got a little afraid to play with it. But It was going to be tough for us to win anyways without this second reservoir. I just remembered we just don't do that. You know, we just couldn't take both out. On the play, I don't think we really need Karn. I'll keep in 1. But yeah, we'll keep in 2 and we'll just keep the 1 expertise. You really only need 1 expertise while you're comboing, because it costs 2 instead of costing 4 like Reservoir would. So it is really the best combo piece, but you really only need the 1. Ooh. Here we have both reservoirs and an expertise. This is terrible. Gotta mulligan that one. This sounds as good. We'll keep this. Interesting. Think we have to bottom this because we really do need a land, so I am gonna bottom this for now. We are gonna play the goggles right away because on turn 3 we want to play it and protect our Sai a bit. Mr. Bowmat. Alright, take 1. The old Moto bug. Bottom it, draw it anyways. Alright, that was a perfect draw. Yeah, now our hand is pretty good now. You know, Disintegration still disrupts it pretty well, but price you gotta pay. Alright. Ooh. So now we're going to play Sai, which is ironically what people say when it hits the battlefield across from us. They sigh. Outcome is good. We're going to play this to get a Thopter. Alright. Ship the turn. Hopefully no unlicensed. Hooray! And we are just going to take 4 here. We're okay with that. Yeah, we're going to take that. Alright, now we're left with a decision. If we want to play Prism or just hold up Outcome. And we can only really Outcome for 4, which isn't that great right now. So I think we are just going to play the Prism. And we'll play the map. And then we'll leave 2 mana open to sack 2 Thopters when we block. And then hopefully Outcome next turn. Now our opponent can have Chain Whirler and stuff, which doesn't kill us right away by any means, but it is usually very bad for this deck, just because we're forced to sack right away instead of blocking and sacrificing. But our opponent does have the worst card in their deck in play, the basic Swamp. It's a necessity against Field of Ruins, but it really is very sad to draw. Alright. Yep, Chain Whirler. So we will... It's not the worst here, though. So we'll sack 2 of these Thopters to draw a card. Take our 1. We still got a big side to do some defense. Now we just don't want to see a duress out of that. That's fine. Alright, now I think we will just play this Canal tapped and pass. I don't know if we can, actually. We might just be taking too much damage. Yeah, we might have to Outcome during our turn, actually. Ooh, that's good. We will keep that. Yeah, we're just going to Outcome now. Alright. Outcome for 5 here. Alright, now... Okay, we can do some fun stuff. So... Now we did play a land. So we got to start first with Mox. Now we can play Statuary. If we play Statuary, we get a second Thopter. Yeah, I don't think that's good enough right now. I think we kind of just have to hope our opponent doesn't have another Chain Whirler and just play some of the other artifacts. Well, we can play Jhoira. Jhoira definitely helps set up for next turn. All right, we're going to play Goggles here. Sorry, got to think this one through. And we can just play Prism as well. And then that gives us enough token to play a Karn. And then make a big construct. I think that seems like the best play. A map would be the same. I think we'll go with the Prism. Yeah, because Prism makes a Thopter, so that's 5 artifacts. Then we can play Karn with 1 flyer. So we'd have a flyer, a Sai, and a big construct as blocker. That seems good to me. Alright. Didn't top deck the 0-drop, which would have been ideal. Oh yeah, we don't have Statuary in play. Oh, that was loose. Whoops. Okay, well, I mean, we're still completely fine as long as our opponent doesn't have another Chain Whirler. We do lose to another Chain Whirler, unfortunately. Yeah, we couldn't have played Karn unless we only played Statuary, then we only had 3 artifacts. So, yep, this was still the only play we could do. Still gives us the most blockers. Our opponent doesn't even have 3 mountains right now. Okay, Chain Whirler can't be played. We'll be fine. Now, next turn, we should be able to win the game. Phew! This deck takes a lot of thought. This is going to be a very brain-racking Pro Tour if we played this. Alright, that's fine. We got a bunch of chump blockers here, lined up and ready to go. Yep. Eat 2 Thopters, no problem. For a good cause. Now we get to start the turn with Jhoira. Soul Scour's fine. Alright, here we go. All right, blue, red. We will tap. Oh yeah, okay, so we want to start with Statuary. 1, 2, 3. We'll actually play this first because we are for sure going to draw a card. Manipulate the top of our deck a little bit. Another Karn. Okay, we'll keep that. Karns are good in multiples. Statuary. Our opponent can have Unlicensed, a Braid, all that stuff doesn't really matter right now. So we are going to tap this. We're going to tap this to play this. Alright, Goggles triggers. We will equip. Okay, now we want to start by playing a... Might as well start with a Karn. Now we'll start with a Prism. Alright. Yield to these abilities. Yield to this one. Draw an extra card. Okay, now play a Karn. Tapping this, and this. Draw a card off that. Now we can make a construct, and I believe that is all we can do. Construct is still quite good right now. A little risky, but we didn't have an outcome or anything to go straight combo off. Yeah, we'll just make a construct here. And then we'll say go. Yeah, only having one blocker here was a little bit of a mistake. Glorybringer still doesn't kill us, but getting us to 1 is a lot less comfortable than I want to be. So having 2 Thopters here probably would have been more important than having a 9/9 construct. Ooh, actually... No, yep, we could still block everything. I was going to say Glorybringer is just lethal, but nope. Now next turn we can just start casting as many small artifacts as early as possible, and all we have to find is an outcome and this game's over. It's just so unlikely to lose if you outcome for like 8 here or whatever. Plus we have Karns to make a bunch of 10/10s and stuff. Opponent is deep in the tank. God, this deck is just so much fun to play. And honestly, I think it's a great call moving forward for like the GP next weekend in Orlando. A bunch of people are going to be playing that Fog deck, and this deck really doesn't lose to Fog very, very easily. They have Mango Horns out of the board, which is pretty nice, but that's pretty much all they got. And Mango Horn, while it destroys an artifact, you can just play around it by playing your artifacts tapped and stuff and just going off the next turn. It is like a time walk on a creature, but that's not the biggest deal. Alright, here comes Glorybringer. And our opponent is 1 creature away from killing us. Yep, just taking out the flyer, putting us to 1, it looks like. Yep. Alright, we'll go to 1. And now that means we better go off this turn. So we'll start by ticking up Karn. Either or is pretty good with us. Okay, gives us the land. Now we just start playing spells here. Start with Goggles. Okay. That's not what we wanted. Draw a Thopter. Ugh. No more land, please. Do the Prism now. Draw 2 cards. Mox is pretty decent. Draw a card. That's not as decent. Alright, we'll play the Mox. Now you can hold priority with this coming into play. So just in case we do draw outcome, we could outcome right now and still have the Amber here, but we didn't get there, so that's okay. With that 1 floating, cast a map. Jeez, we only got like 1 or 2 more shots at it. Outcome, did I take them all out? Alright, well, we can Karn here. Can Karn here to get 2 more spells. Because that Ornithopter is underneath it, which we can force to get. We want to keep the new one. That is the new one, right? Yep, they start with 5. Play this Ornithopter. Looking for an outcome. Looking for an outcome. It's getting too close to comfort now. Play the Ornithopter. This is insane. Yep, okay. Well, I guess we have no choice but guess we can start casting Size. Suppose we cast Prism first. That draws us 2 cards. Yep. We're gonna miss. Unless it's right there. Okay, thank God. Oh boy. Okay, that was too close. Now we're not even for sure to win, but we're very likely. 1, 2. We're gonna bounce Karn. Bounce all these prisms. Bounce this, this. We just want to try not to deck, but shouldn't be a big deal. Alright, outcome for this many. Alright, tap this, tap all the stuff that we're going to use. Outcome! Now all we need to find is 2 Moxes that Baral's expertise, and then we should have it. We don't have the expertise yet. There's 9 cards left in our deck. Alright, so we'll start with the Mox. Yeah, we're running out of time, so I gotta kind of focus on this. Start with the Mox. Okay. We do have plenty more Moxes. Ornithopter. Ornithopter. They would be at the bottom of the deck. That seems fitting. Ornithopter. All we need is that expertise and the Mox. Okay, there's the Mox. So now we add a blue mana. Play the Mox. Still looking for that expertise. We can play this Karn for free. 4. Now, okay, so we will, now if we draw 3 cards here with outcome, if we just outcome for 3, we should no matter what have it. So, gotta bring back Jhoira, bring back Mox, and Ornithopter. That's 3 cards. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. No, maybe that can't be right. We just outcome for 2. Okay. We'll pay 1. We'll pay. All right, there's the expertise. So we play a Mox here. All right, add blue, expertise back this, and this. Yeah, this will be the game. All right, return these. This has been a crazy game. I only have 36 cards in hand. All right, now I play the Reservoir. Yep. And now we play, we probably only need like 2 spells. All right, play one of these. How much are we gaining there? We just gained 22. Play that Mox. 46. Play the Ornithopter. We'll play one more spell for funsies. 95. Oh, come on. We got to have another 0 so we can activate it twice. And in the nick of time, there's an Ornithopter. We got a little time. We can make a quick 33 construct. And all right, I suppose take 100. Sorry I didn't get to talk through all the exact plays at the very end there. But you can see our deck made it tough on us because Baral's Expertise was one of the bottom cards. So we had to go through a little bit more awkward emotions. But once we drew the outcome, it was almost a guarantee. We had another outcome in hand, so all we could have done if it was outcome again for 5, like just play 3 Ornithopters, play a Mox Amber, outcome those back, draw 4, play those again, wait till you find that expertise, and then the game's over. So, all right, stay tuned. We'll see if we can make it a good 3-0. And we're back for our third and final round here. Looks like we are lucky enough to win the die roll here. So let's see if we can clinch this off with a 3-0. This sounds fine. It's missing some power, but we got a Scry land to help find it. Plus we got the Statuary as one of our most important 3-drops, so it's completely fine. All right, see what our opponent's on here. Oh, I wish I would have played this deck at the Pro Tour. It is just so much fun to play. And if I was going to Orlando next weekend, I would... I'm choosing to not go and play the Modern Mox this weekend instead. But if I was going, I would play this deck. It just absolutely takes advantage of Turbo Fog. And I think that is going to be a very, very big player this time. So if you're going to GP Orlando, expect to either pack Insults and Injuries in your red-black deck, play a deck like this, or play a control deck to try to beat the deck, because it is going to have to be answered. Playing generic black-red is not going to get you a top 8. I will say that right here. Okay, so we're going to start with a Scry. We're looking for Prismatic Prisms would be the ideal card. Called it. Okay, so we're going to keep that. Oops. I do want to play the Goggles here. Yeah, I see some case for wanting to just leave it until you get Psy or something like that, but our mana is going to be constrained for a while, so we're going to get the Goggles in play. Our opponent's like, what? Our opponent's like, okay, we got to buy this round. Hooray. All right. Forest. Mono green? Do we get to play against mono green? This matchup is nice. This matchup is very nice. All right. Prismatic Prism. Brontodons can be annoying, but overall, this matchup's insane. Yeah, now we're really just looking for a Psy or a Jhoira to really cement our lead here. But, you know, if we don't get something like that in the next 2 turns, it's still going to be tough. Mountain, not what we wanted. We'd be happy never drawing another land this whole game. Steel Leaf would be pressure. Now the pressure's on. Okay. Now we're cooking. All right, we're going to play Aether Hub here. And it almost doesn't matter which one we play right away. This is close. We can't do any blocking on this anyways. So I think we will actually get this Statuary in right away. And we'll pass the turn. Now we can at least play Psy, make some creatures, and sacrifice it. And then we can, as long as it doesn't have another Steel Leaf Champion, that would be bad. Brontodon's pretty good against us as well. Okay, we're going to have to take that. Okay, so now we can play a Psy. Attach it. Mox. And now I think we're going to play Crane here. We have a decision between that and sacking some Thopters, but that doesn't do us much right now. So right now we just need to find something here. All right, there's the statuary. And I don't think there's a reason to play Ornithopter right now. Yeah, not one that I see. Just in case we draw a Reservoir or a Baral's Expertise or something. What we're really looking for is an Expertise. That would be nice. Slow our opponent down quite a bit while giving ourselves some extra resources to draw more cards. Bouncing like the Champion, Crane, and Prism would be a play that we'd really want to do. Or maybe just like a Jhoira next turn. That would be great. Whoa. Boat. It's not that big of a deal, actually, right now. It can't really kill anything else. We are going to need something in 2 turns anyways with that Steel Leaf. And nothing there. So we are going to play Statuary. Make a creature. And Ornithopter here. Ornithopter does just die. So that is not ideal, but we're still going to play it. And now we could actually sack artifacts now and try to hit an outcome. I kind of like it. An outcome here and we actually do some things. I'm going to do it. So we're going to sacrifice these. Outcome. Okay, that's not good. Now we are in trouble. We have enough to block the Sky Sovereign to likely live another turn, but not much we can do unless we can draw like exactly outcome or a Baral's Expertise. We have live draws. We're going to lose the Ornithopter and the Thopter. And even if we had outcome there, we can do it for 3, maybe even 4. Probably 4. All right, 7, yeah, unless our opponent... Yeah, no, we're gonna get to see another turn here, it looks like. Okay. We'll block here. Now we need an outcome or an Expertise. Expertise would slow our opponent down enough and speed us up enough where I think we'd have it locked down. Guess we can scry. If this is exactly an Expertise, we can draw it. Yeah, not looking good. We did not draw what we needed here. Now we just gotta hope for an Expertise. Nope, land. Okay, well, sometimes your deck does not want to treat you well. This is a pretty decent matchup, though, so we'll see if we can turn it around. We're bringing that extra Expertise because the card is great here. Other than that, we don't really need to sideboard much. Karn is actually pretty good. Bringing in Karn to just make big constructs and block is pretty good. Goggles are bad. Cranes are pretty bad. So I think we'll take those out and put in 2 Karns here and just run it like this. Oh, I got another Crane in there. Did I take out... Oh, Moto Bug it looks like. Yeah, so this Crane should be out of our deck, but... so it should be a 59 card deck. I think we still want a Karn here. Yeah. Let's do 3 Karns here. We'll run it like that. The card is great, especially if we can get like a Statuary and, you know, play a Prism on 2, Statuary on 3, and 2 0-drops, and then play a Karn on turn 3. That's one of the most powerful spells. Or powerful combinations. You make a 5/5 immediately and just start blocking. Now we have more angles of attack, which is nice. So hopefully we can squeak this one out. I want the 3-0. I want it. Commit could be another card we think about, but I'm not the biggest fan of that card in general. Our testing team was really high on the card, and it's very good in the mirror where you can just memory and then go off. But when you have enough mana, but I don't like it in any other match besides the mirror, really. And control, it's okay. I would like to go first. All right, this hand is great. Finally got some spells that do stuff. Sai is actually the worst out of the threats against him. So now we got a 1/2 drop. Hopefully draw into something else. A statuary would be great. Draw into a statuary and a 0 drop. And a land. It's a lot to hope for, but. Alright. All we want to do is just get to 5 mana. Start expertising our opponent out of the game. No Lana Ward? Just kidding. Has it? Alright. Prism here. Now a statuary on top would be great. Sai would be okay as well. Prism is actually very good as well. So now we got for sure a turn 4 Karn. Another Steel Leaf. At least we're on the play this time. Alright, we're going to play this. See what we can look at. Ornithopter. Interesting. It's actually a pretty good draw. I don't mind that. Yeah, we are going to keep that. And we'll play a Prism and we'll pass it back. That way when we play Karn, we can make a 5/5. And I think we'll have to choose to play Karn next turn instead of Jhoira, just to stop the bleeding here. Yep, we'll have to take this. Likely our opponent did not leave in Blossoming Defense, which is nice. And then next turn we'll get to Expertise here and bring in Jhoira. So I don't even think we're going to play Ornithopter right now. Mox Amber. Ooh. We're going to keep that as well, because next turn we're going to have an insane turn. Okay, so we'll play a Karn, make a 4/4. And I think maybe we just have to play the Ornithopter just in case. If our opponent has... Maybe not. Because if our opponent has Brontodon, they're going to kill the Construct anyways. So yeah, we're just going to make it and pass. A 4/4 is big enough. A 5/5 doesn't matter because it doesn't get around Blossoming Defense. And we really want to have that explosive turn next turn of Expertise into Jhoira, into Ornithopter, into Mox Amber, draw 2 cards. Now we're making our Karn vulnerable here, but nothing we can do. We need to soak up damage against these Steel Leafs. Oh boy, big boy Galta. Now, if our opponent has Blossoming Defense, there's just not much we can do, unfortunately. Or maybe use it as on that? Okay, now let's hope they don't have a second one. Alright, so we'll get an energy. And here we just got to bounce everything on their side. Boom, boom, boom. Expertise. Play Jhoira. And now start drawing some cards. Yeah, we're really thankful that our opponent chose to save that. Draw 1. Now we should be starting to go off. Our opponent's just flabbergasted. Like, what? How did this happen? Play another Ornithopter. Now if we just get an Expertise or even another, or an Expertise or an Outcome, this should lock it up. Ornithopter. And that looks like will be the end of our turn for now. And hopefully do some more damage next turn. Now our opponent likely is only going to be able to just play another Steel Leaf and pass. Okay. And get an energy. We're cool with that. Yeah, we just tempoed our opponent out so much. And look at that. Here we go. Reservoir. Draw a card. Oh, that's going to be nice. We can just do it again next turn. And now this one would be aimed more at our stuff because we could just win the game. Alright, get to gain a little life. Gain 2 life. Draw a card. Oh, yep, that'll do. That will do. Draw 2 cards off Prisms now. And a Sai. Yeah, next turn we get to go off. Okay, nothing we want to, or nothing we can do from now. No attacks. We're not going to be blocking. Now our opponent can play Galta and everything again, so you know it is scary again. But us being able to combo off is pretty good. Yep, our opponent's going to go Steel Leaf into Galta, and we could just bounce everything they play again. We will take it. Go down to 11. Now, one thing we're missing here to really for sure win next turn is a Statuary. If we had that, I wouldn't bounce anything of our opponents because we just win. But now we're going to have to still bounce their stuff. Or at least that 1 card. Okay, so 5 mana. 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah, I think we are just going to Brawl's Expertise, the 3 creatures, and then play Outcome off the Expertise and return like everything here. That seems like the play. So we're going to go blue, blue. All right, Expertise, boink, boink, boink. Bring those back. Going to cast Paradoxical Outcome on just about everything here but our 2 major things. Outcome. Draw a bunch of cards. And here we go. This might just warrant a scoop here. I mean, this gets to be the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to be gaining a lot of life. I already automatically have access to 3 mana with replaying the Mox, plus more than likely drawing an untapped land, so that's 4 mana. So I'm playing Mox, Ornithopter, 2 Prisms, plus Outcome, plus Expertise. That's gaining 1 through 6, and that's without drawing any more zeros. Like at this point, it's very hard for our opponent to win. And we're drawing all these cards. And there's the Statuary. Yep, Statuary is exactly what we want. First, we're going to play the 0 drops because we do still need 1 more Mox to be able to cast it, and we found it. Now the game's over. Let me show you how. So you start with Statuary. Comes into play. Play the Mox. Alright. Keep the untapped Mox. Add a blue. Ornithopter. Drew another Ornithopter. Alright, there's a free Karn we get to cast. But we might as well just go this. 1, 2, 3. We'll tap this, tap this, tap this. Pay 2. Expertise back these. We'll play a Prism, why not? Doesn't really matter. Gain more life. We're up to 66. Yeah, let's just see how high we can go for funsies. Ornithopter. Ornithopter. Mox Amber. We got plenty of time on our clock, so we just get to have some fun. Alright, with the Mox Amber. There's another expertise. Let's see if we can get to 500. Keep this one. Barals. 1, 2, 3. Tapping this, tapping this, tapping this. Paying 2. We'll put into play. Sure, why not? We'll throw Karn in there. Make a construct. Ornithopter. Feel free to fast forward if you don't want to watch me have fun here, but this is quite entertaining. Now we could outcome. All right, maybe I've made my point. Take 50. I think safely we could have got up to like 1,000 life or so that game. And that's the one thing Mono Blue just can't do. Jhoira allows you to just keep going and draw your whole deck. So eventually you just keep playing 0 drops, return them with outcome, play them again. You know, I mean, it just gets kind of disgusting. I don't see much changes we really want to do. The only thing we want to avoid is just hope they don't have that turn 2 Steel Leaf on the play. That does get to be quite annoying, but, you know, we got to do what you got to do. We'll run it back. All right, going for the 3-0, but got to be on the draw. This is a good matchup, but if they have that special, or if they have that Steel Leaf on the play, it just cuts your time and cuts your time so short. Because Sai is great against this deck, but it's not good against that particular card. So we have the expertise to try to get them, but I could see a case for wanting commit here. Maybe we'll do 1 commit instead of 1 Sai. Sai is the weaker of the cards here in this matchup. And putting a Galta on top of its opponent's library seems pretty nice. Alright. Yeah, let's hope to do that again. That was fun. Alright. There is a case for wanting Sweltering Suns, but they do have a lot of 4 toughness creatures, so it becomes quite invalidated quite fast. It does a lot to their exact draw, like to one certain draw they could have, but it's not worth it. Maybe our opponent won't have the combination of 2 Forests, Llanowar, and Steel Leaf in hand. This sounds fine. It's not great, but it will do. It is very bad against that draw, but you can't play around it all the time. Our opponent keeps. We're going to keep. All right. That's good news. Spirebluff Canal is a great draw. That way we don't have to play another map next turn. We can play a Prism to get a for sure land drop. No Steel Leaf to not look forward to. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we love that. Okay, we're going to play the Scryland because we're looking for specific things here. A Statuary would be something we'd want. An Expertise would be a card we'd want. A Karn would be a card we'd want. A land we don't want. A 0 drop right now we don't want. Another Sai we don't. A Reservoir. Interesting. That's interesting. That could easily be a card we want. It's a close one. Yeah, we'll keep it. We will keep it. Okay, we'll play a Prism, draw that card, and pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to want to get Inventor's Fair live because we can start gaining life. We could have done it this turn by playing Ornithopter, but we want the value off Psy. So we're going to go Fair, Psy, Ornithopter next turn almost for sure. And then Reservoir the turn after, more than likely. And just start doing work or force our opponent to have an answer. I don't know for sure if that was the correct decision to put it on top or bottom, because you do kind of want your other combo pieces first, but just playing this on turn 4 and then gaining value throughout each turn is a good way to stay ahead of mono green. And if our opponent doesn't have a Steel Leaf and we can just make Scythopters and block, that is good enough to win on its own. Our opponent's deep in the tank. Hopefully because they do not have a Steel Leaf champion available. Not because they're just going to get something to drink and then going to slam a Steel Leaf champion against us. And as always, you know, after this round, after you're done watching and done reading the article, always leave your comments, questions, or anything in the comment section. I'm always happy to answer some questions. Oh, just a Kenra? Here we go. Oh, and no land. Our opponent's in trouble. All right, so we're going to play Inventor's Fair. We're going to play what our opponent is going to say, which will be Psy. Now, if we had a Mox, that would be great, because we could go Ornithopter, Mox, and Map. You know, I think there's even a world where we just don't play Ornithopter, and we just play Reservoir and then Ornithopter. We really don't need the token right now. But we do need the artifact to gain life, so I think that is worth it. And it makes it more awkward for this to attack. Our opponent is slow. We just want to play Magic. All right. Play an Ornithopter. Get a token. Then we'll pass the turn. Reservoir is going to be our play next turn, and then just slowly gain advantage. Here we go. Steel Leaf coming in. Yep. Okay, now we definitely want to get Reservoir down to start neutralizing an attacker, too, from Steel Leaf. All right, gain our life. All right, we will play this because we, once again, want cards. Do not want a Psy. So that was a great scry. All right, play the Reservoir. And I think we can safely attack. Not too often that we win the game through Scythopter tokens, but it happens. And now we are pretty much out of gas here, so we do need some help from the top of our deck. Something like a Jhoira or something, or a Paradoxical Outcome, that would be great. Now our opponent can have Brontodon, which is annoying. Ooh. Trying to play the Blossoming Defense. Yeah, we'll just not bite into it right now. Don't want to lose our Psy. Another Steel Leaf is annoying, and a Brontodon is annoying. So we're not sitting in the greatest shape right now. We would like something like a Jhoira. Ronus isn't that bad. That's not that big of a deal. Go to 17 here. We're going to gain some more life off our artifacts. Our opponent can play Ghalta next turn, and Ghalta is terrifying. We wouldn't mind a expertise here. Statuary is not bad. Really helps us go off in the combo turns here. Alright, so we're going to want to start with Prism here. Draw a card. Now we're going to want to leave 2 mana open here because we want to block and sack. Oh, yeah. Yes, that is what we want. Now we can go Statuary and Expertise next turn. But we still want to do that play of sacrificing Thopters. All right. Now we're going to ship it back up to 20. Gotta love it. Now this expertise more than likely is just going to be aimed at our stuff. But there is a possibility we try to get some of their stuff off as well. Especially if a Ghalta hits, then we have to minimize the threat a little bit. Now, here is a situation where we just want to go block, block, sack, sack. Could go block, block, and throw another one there. Force our opponent to make a move. I just like this. Sacrifice, sacrifice. That's going to be it for what we're going to do here. Our opponent does have the option to give that Resilient Kenra trample there. Ooh, Brontodon. That is good. That is good. Alright, gain a life. Alright, Mox Amber is awesome top deck here. We're going to go Statuary. Gonna go map, or I mean Mox Amber here. And now we're going to play Expertise, but on what is the real question. So for sure one of our Prisms. I want to do my Prism, my Mox, and his Steel Leaf. Because I want to put something into play from me that will draw me a card. And I haven't played a land this turn, so maybe I just want to go like this. Yeah, we're going to go like this. Add a colorless. Add a colorless. Tap this. Pay 2. Now, we're pretty sure our opponent has a Blossoming Defense there, but we're just trying to minimize damage here. While still drawing some extra cards. Another Statuary isn't exactly what we wanted. I'm going to sack for a land. this, play this. Now we're gonna attack. And that's really all we can do here. We're just gonna sack another artifact here. I really want an outcome to have a huge turn here. Outcome is very important to our strategy here, so that's mainly what we're trying to find. Nissa, or Vivian Reed, destroys an artifact. We don't care about that too much. Okay, we're going to sacrifice that then. That, and one of these Thopters. Might as well sacrifice the tapped one. We do have the other one, and we're going to have to attack and kill that Vivian Reed. That card is annoying. Drew a land, not ideal. Opponent's only going to attack with Steel Leaf. Nope, attack him with that too. Yeah, I think we'll double block this. Yeah, that does give our opponent the ability to make a big Steel Leaf champion. This card is so annoying. So now we're taking 5 to 11. Could pump it to... yeah, I think we'll just sacrifice or just block with the 1 here. Alright, gain another life. This Inventor Fair doesn't look like it does a lot, but over the course of the game it has done a lot. Okay, so here's the thing where we'd kind of want to Inventor's Fair for that other reservoir. We can Inventor's Fair for the reservoir and play a statuary. But we're really just kind of looking to draw cards here. So maybe that's not what we want to be doing. First order of business is going to be to kill Vivian Reed. And then probably sack those Thopters and see what we can find. Yep, we're going to try that. We'll attack with a Psy and a Thopter. We'll attack him for 1. Get that Planeswalker out of here. Okay. Yeah, you know, I think we're just going to start by sacrificing these Thopters. We really want to find an outcome. Ooh, that was a good sacrifice. Okay, so now we're definitely going to play that. Inspiring Vantage first. Red, blue. Pay 1, pay 1. Alright, we're going to play a land, play this map. Now that's likely going to end our turn, which it wasn't the greatest of turns, but now we have set up for a great turn as long as we don't draw all lands here. Oh boy. Can still sack Inventor's Fair, and now Jhoira actually is a blocker for Steel Leaf at some point, so it does get us out of danger a little bit. Not by a lot, but definitely a little bit. Yeah, 1 outcome here, and we can just close this out. I kind of want to double block now. If our opponent wastes 6 mana on pumping this, we can just block it. So yeah, this is the turn where we're just going to take it down. It's going to be a nail biter. 1 outcome, and these nails will be unbitten because we can just go off. Yeah, we're 20 cards in, haven't seen a single one, or another expertise. So we have 7 outs to probably just win the game on the spot. Gain a life. All right, here we go. All right, so now this is the point where we're so far ahead, we are going to just aim all this at our own stuff. So we're going to go 1, 2. Oh, so we're going to want to add blue with the Mox. Blue. Yep, now Mox, Prism, Ornithopter. We'll tap all those to improvise. Okay, this should do it. This was a nice draw. All right, so we'll return these 3. And then we're going to play the Prism off the expertise. Now we'll yield to these since we don't have a bunch of time here. Maybe it was wrong to be screwing around the other game. Draw a card. We're just looking for an outcome. Another Mox. I'm going to add mana here. Play another Mox. Just looking for an outcome. Okay, we're going to keep the fresh one. Ornithopter. Oh, we got it. We got it. Okay. Now let's game. This deck is so great. All right, so outcome, bouncing this. 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will bounce these 7. To pay for it, you want to tap these. I have 2 blue floating, so make sure to always leave your mana's valuable, your improvise is not. So this is game. Now we're going to draw 7 cards, plus these 7 cards. Now all we need is the expertise. Yeah, we got it all. We got it all. So first we'll start by playing a free Karn. This is another free spell that you get to keep bouncing and keep making constructs. Oh, we got the reservoir as well. I didn't even see that. I should just play that and win the game. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Karn is free because it is colorless, but it's not an artifact. So it's another one of those free spells, so that's why I like it in the deck here. You get to cast it for free, and it's just like another Mox, and you can outcome it back to keep making more constructs. We'll play Reservoir. Our opponent should just concede to that, but probably will play on. We have F6 here. Auto yield this. Yeah, we just gained 10. We're already on our 10th spell. We'll get to the Ornithopters now. And then once we play the Ornithopters, we outcome them all back until we are at 50 life, but it's not going to take long. This is the scoop phase whenever you're playing against this deck. If they have 19 cards in hand and still 4 open mana, that is GG, because I'd get to replay. I have 2 outcomes, and I have a memory here, so I'm literally infinite now. No, here's 2 more Karns. Oh, yes. You know what? We got 5 minutes. Let's have some fun. Still draw a card off Karn because it is historic. Keep this. Make another 18-18. We'll play this because it's close. At this point, it doesn't matter. You can blindfold and click stuff, and you're going to win. And now we got an expertise. So we might as well play that. Bounce their stuff. And our Mox. just to add insult to injury. Alright, we'll play a Karn off that. Why not? Only a matter of time. Oh, yeah. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. You know, this is another week, I thoroughly enjoyed playing the blue-red outcome list. You know, if you want to combo off and you like the feel of the mono-blue Karn outcome list, I firmly believe this is just an upgrade. And like I said, it was about to be in the hand of me and Brad at the Pro Tour. It's just we were playing against great players playing black-red that understood how to play against the matchup. And we knew at the Pro Tour there was going to be a little less understanding of it, but the risk just wasn't there when it was a team competition, so we decided to not pull the trigger. Me and Brad did very medium. I think I went 9-5 or 8-6, and Brad went well below 50%, but had his teams carry him to 9-5. So overall, I would recommend this deck, and I really wish we actually would have pulled the trigger on it because it's absolutely busted. And if I was going to Orlando, this is the 75 I would be playing. So I hope you enjoy. Good luck this weekend playing the deck. And as always, leave the comments in the comment section. Bye.